Spiritual powerful being, welcome to the Power of Way and thank you for watching. Today is another day to be thankful for life and for the universe. And today we are to look at the mastery of self. The mastery of self has the spiritual well-being based on the um, Notarian point of view. So we're going to look at the world and heaven. Okay, the world and heaven. I have already made about 3 videos maybe on the world and heaven. And the world and heaven in the Notarian spirituality, world is called gap, heaven is called nut, the sky. Okay, and the way the Kemetic spirituality teach these principles are taught directly through a human being, through human consciousness. Because these 10 principles of creation are about the human consciousness. Okay? They are about our um, brain level. Okay? So, um, when I watch many other videos that people do, I'm not saying that I am more knowledgeable about this principle of creation, or I am the one who understands them more. But people have their own way of teaching things based on their understanding and based on their experience with what they teach. Because some people they teach from knowledge, some people teach from their experience, and I teach from my experience. I combine knowledge and experience because I use knowledge to experience what I have experienced. Okay, so the experience is more in what I teach. Okay, so I'm not saying that those who will teach the principle of Notarian religion are not perfect. I am um, more knowledgeable than them and more clever than them. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, some people might teach from knowledge, some people teach from their experience. Okay, so I have teach about um, the world and heaven. Okay, the world, which is gap in Kemetic religion. You see, everything outside, in everything that is physical outside here, is all within human consciousness. Okay, so when they use the thing outside, when the people of the Nile from ancient time, when they tell the spirituality using outside um, things, they do this to indicate that the physicality is a manifestation of the spirit, everything that comes from the spirit. Okay, and even the Bible mentioned that. The Bible say what is done in heaven shall be done on earth. So everything comes from heaven, and we learn it through the teaching of the world and heaven. Okay? The Kemetic spirituality, okay, use the word which is gap to describe something that is not a real God. Okay? And something that is not a real God is something that is negative. Okay? He used heaven, the sky, to teach the things that are heavenly, things that are positive, things that have life, things that have light, things that have power of the true self. Okay? So, when we master this principle of Natarian religion, the mastery of one principle will lead to another principle. For example, if we are successful in mastering the gap, which is the wall, that will automatically lead us to mastering Nut, the sky mother. Okay? If you master the earth, which is gap, then it will lead you to the mastery of Nut. Okay? So let's look at the gap itself, which is a wall. Okay? So wall, which is gap is the principle of wall, and the wall itself, which is, we say, gap or wall, is everything physical that comes from the wall, from the earth. Everything physical that we eat. Okay? And the way we think as a human being, the concept of self. The concept of self that are more earthly. When I say the concept of self that are more earthly, it's the concept of self that you, a human being, see yourself as someone who will die one day, and that is the end of you. Okay? People that say that they will die one day, and that is their end, that is earthly way of thinking. And that is what is lower self, thinking low about self. Okay, another concept of self is diluting yourself, the self, with false identity. And I will only pick one example of false identity. One example of false identity is following the prophet as a God to you. For example, Jesus Christ. I agree that Jesus Christ is a God because that's what the Natarian religion say. Natarian religion say that we are gods. Men and women are gods. And that's what makes Jesus a God. Jesus Christ yet is a God. But do you have to follow him as your God? No, you don't have to follow him as your God. Jesus Christ came to this world to teach you how to discover yourself, how to discover your power, how to discover the true you. It's not that you have to follow him as your God. He's not your God. He's the teacher, okay? That is the false identity of you, okay? The teaching of Kemetic religion say that the wall keep down here the unworthy soul, unworthy. You are unworthy to go to heaven. Okay? Those are examples of unworthy soul that will be kept on this world. The soul that who doesn't know their true self. Okay? So if you can master those earthly way of seeing yourself, your self-identity. Self-identity is first thing to master. Okay? The first thing to master the worldly is your self-identity. To be confident with yourself, to know thyself. Bible said that. Well, people will read the Bible, but they don't even understand it. They don't understand. Everything that Christ said in the Bible, they never understand it. Okay? Look at the word of Christ when he said, I am the only way. When Christ said he is the only way, he is right. But he wasn't telling you that you must go to God through you. That's not what he means. Okay? If he said that I am, he's saying, I am the source. I am the source where all of us go to. When I said the source is original. That there is no other original behind it. There is no other. It's only the Spirit, the source. And that's what you are. So when Jesus Christ said that I am the only way, he's telling you, discover yourself. You are the only way. The Spirit is the only way. Okay? And to go to that only way, which is you. Okay? You must master the lower concept of yourself. The lower concept of you, that you are just a mind and body. You are not just a mind or body. There is more of you, which is the self. Okay? So those concepts of self are earthly. Okay? Those concepts of self are very, very earthly. The concept of you, that you are just a mind and the body, that's what we are called the lower self. Okay? And the spirit, okay? The spirit only follow your intention. And that is what we call ignorant. When you are ignorant, when you don't want to learn, when the voice of God wants to talk to you and you don't want to listen because you are ignorant, okay? That what will keep you lost, and that what will keep you on this earth. So self-concept is very important to master. You must come to the realization that you are a spirit. You are not just a body and mind. You are something more, which is the spirit. And that is how, when you master this concept of self, then you discover peace. Okay? Because now the lower mindset of you is no more you. You are somebody else. And that is when you will have peace, which is Nut, the mother. And that's how Nut reached out from heaven to take the soul up to heaven. From ancient time, it said that she reached out of heaven to take Asa to heaven after Gab released him. Gab had released Asa, and Nut reached down from heaven to lift him up to heaven, because Gab does not hold him anymore. He's not earth. His earthly concept of self. He had let it go. His mind is clear. Okay. So this teaching of Kemetic spirituality is all about our mind. It's all about our consciousness. These principles of creation are our consciousness. We are made of these principles of creation. Okay? These principles of creation are what God sustained the creation and are what sustain our life. So to discover Nut, for Nut to enter your life, to sustain you, to give you confidence, to give you power in your mind, you must let go the concept of self, that you are a lower human being, you are a worse sinner, you deserve to die, you are what. All the lowest way of thinking. You must let them go. But how to let them go? Do you just say, okay, now I'm a spirit and I must be spirit from today, I'm a spirit, I am not the earthly person anymore. Is that how you do it? No. By self-discipline. By self-discipline, you will master the earth and go to heaven. And by self-discipline, deep breathing exercise is a very center of it. Okay? Deep breathing exercise will give your mind the power, will clean your body. Okay? The principle of deep breathing exercise got you that furthest of got you. If you reach that furthest, congratulations. The furthest God you wear in his head represent the purity of the personality. Okay? That what it represents. We see that feathers on the head of goddess Ma'at. And the goddess Ma'at is the way you handle yourself in the righteousness, in order, in justice, in truth. And your truth is to know yourself. Know the true you. Your truth is to know what you can put in your mouth to keep you strong and healthy. Okay? Not an alcohol. You drink alcohol, it will slow your thinking down. Okay? And you will look messy. There is no life in alcohol. You drug addict, you are finished. There is no life in that. Okay? So the truth, you're right, is to know what to put in your mouth, something good. Another truth is to know how to communicate, how to use your word, not to deceive others, not to lie just because you know something and you want to lie to other people, you want to be so big, so what. Those are the lower self, and those are earthly too. Okay? Sometimes when we know something that other people don't know, we act too big, too proud, too arrogant, like we are better than other people. That is earthly way of thinking. And if you think that way, God will hold you to this earth until you change that way of thinking. You do not also need to think that you are lower than other people, because you are not lowest. We are unique in our way. Okay? Everyone is unique in their way, because we are unique in our own way of talent, in our own ways of gift. Everything, we are unique. Okay? That's the only way I can describe. You can still Be proud because you are a spirit, but not that way of um, proudly arrogant way. Proudly arrogant way will also keep you to this earth. Two, when John the Baptist, the Elijah, okay, there is something Jesus said when John Baptist was arrested and he sent his disciple to come to Jesus Christ. And after that, when this, am I right? Okay. After that, when the disciple of John Baptist, when they left, um, one of Jesus' apostles asked him, disciple asked him about Elijah. And Jesus responded by saying, well, Elijah have come, but people don't recognize him. Do you know who Jesus was talking about? Jesus was talking about John the Baptist. Because John the Baptist was Elijah. I remember Kemetic spirituality, a Kemetic religion, said that souls are born when they died. The Kemetic spirituality say there is no death. There is no something that called death. It's just the body. It's the recycling that happened. Remember, soul don't die, life don't die. Life live on until it born another body. Okay? That's what it looked like. So Elijah, when he was alive, he did something. He killed the prophet of Baal. 450 prophet of Baal. He cut their head off because he think he was more intelligent, more powerful than them. Okay? And of course he was more powerful. But after they did miracle of fire, he became too proud. He think that now I am the only, I can do anything I want to do. And he killed 500 prophet of Baal, 550 prophet of Baal. Okay? And in his lifetime, he died in peace. Okay? He wasn't killed. But his sin, he didn't pay for his sin. So he had to be born as John the Baptist and have his head cut off. Okay? To feel and taste how is it? The cutting off the head, like cutting off the head from here. Yeah, he has to taste it. Okay? So he doesn't get away with it. You see? Did you see the consequence of karma, the consequence of sin? No one get away with sin. Okay? So Jesus Christ, he knows that John the Baptist, he was that person who was born long time ago as Elijah. He knows. And he knows that John the Baptist died to pay for the sin he did in his previous life. And that's how we pay for our sins. If you sin now, if you don't pay in this life, you will be born in another body and you have to pay. And you will never know until you are born again. If you are born again, okay, you become hallucinated. When the third eye in here open, you will see the thing you did in the previous life when you were born last life. You see yourself killing someone, you see yourself stealing, you see yourself lying, you see yourself doing, and you must pay. Okay? If you didn't pay last life, you're going to pay now. Or if you don't pay now, you pay in the next life. Okay? So, that's what it is. So, my people, that's what it is. To master, you know, all this about our mindset, about what is going on in our mind. The lower forces are the negative way of life. Okay? And to get rid of the negative way of life is the only way to go to the Father, or the only way to be the only way, like Jesus said, because you are the only way. God, which is a spirit, we call God, is just a spirit. There is no other thing after it. Okay? God doesn't know any other after it, because He is it is the beginning, it is the end, and it is peace. Okay, to reach that peace, you must discipline yourself. Continue with your deep breathing exercise. Eat healthy, communicate right, exercise right. Do your own research. Listen to the teachers of spirituality, especially from ancient time. Read ancient books. Okay? To find your true self, read the ancients. Because from ancient time, people were not like now. Okay? From ancient time, people from that time, they only think about what they want to leave behind, something that is good. Like this Natarian religion is a true religion of life. It's full of power, it's full of life, it's full of magic, it's full of every positive thing. And the positive is what we call God. Our higher consciousness is what we call God. When we grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow in our higher consciousness, we become it. We become the God. And that's what we are. Our consciousness is the higher self, the higher consciousness, which is the mother Nut. Yeah. Take care of the self, take care of the temple of God, have peace, and be well. Spirituality is about the mental well-being. Be mentally well. Be emotionally well. Be mentally well. Take care of the temple of the soul. Have peace. Or tap